Hello, everybody. We are live on the YouTube. We finally got it to work. We've been sitting there for an hour having technical difficulties, but we're here. We're going to talk about 10 things you can do for absolutely free at Disney World. And I think the majority of these, even if you're not even staying there, you could still do for free.
Mm-hmm.
So let me click on my list here. And this is sort of a cool thing. This is like if you've got a rest day or you got an afternoon or morning or whatever, you just need something to do.
Can you put it on this side?
Number one
If it'll stay.
is you can go to Disney Springs. And of course you can park there for free if you drove, but if you are just at a resort or you can get to a resort, you can ride the bus for free to Disney Springs. Or if you park at Disney Springs, you can ride the buses from Disney Springs to anywhere and not pay anything. And at Disney Springs, it's like a big shopping center, so you can eat. There's like, I don't know how many restaurants, 15 or 20
There's
restaurants, a bunch of different places to shop. There's a stage. I think they have random performances. There's a guy that drives a piano on wheels and plays it. There's all kind of stuff.
There's like a talking trash can or something, or a talking. Oh no, it was a talking Christmas tree at Christmas time. Never mind.
Yeah. Hello, everybody that's joining us. Thanks for tuning in.
Hi.
We're talking about free things to do
At Disney
At
World.
Disney World. Let's see what
This
we
will
got.
be good for like if you have a rest day in between park days.
Yep. Let me see what.
So these are things that you can do without having a park ticket, and or these things that you can do not even staying on like at a Disney resort.
Yep. Let's see here. We got something going on here, of course.
We have sound though, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we got sound.
Okay.
Last week we got about 5 minutes in and then realized,
We had no sound.
okay, there we go. We're good on there now.
Okay.
And, well, this may be something I just quit trying to do because I'm streaming. Last week we were on TikTok, YouTube vertical, and YouTube horizontal because then I was like, well, I can look at the analytics. Some people watch on their TV, so of course they want it horizontal. Some people watch on their phone, they want it vertical. And then, of course, TikTok's mostly vertical. And this week it wouldn't let us stream to TikTok even though it's giving me all the stuff to do it. And then, so I just said, heck with TikTok. And then for whatever reason, it's not. Last week it wasn't showing us comments of the vertical. Oh, Abigail's on here. We missed Abigail last week because it wasn't showing me the right thing. But now I got to click back and forth, I think.
I've got it on the other way if you want to keep it on.
Okay. And then, because I think this is showing me vertical stuff. It's crazy. Anyway, so number one free thing you can do is go to Disney Springs. So that's fun. There's plenty of stuff to do there. There's a lot of stuff at nighttime, just all kind of, it's open late usually.
Mm-hmm.
Just think of it as a big shopping center. Or, I mean, there's just tons of stuff to do there. And we're going to talk about transportation in a minute, but there's like, they call them Sasagula river boats you can get on and go to like the Port Orleans Resort and all this stuff. So, number two is you can ride the monorail or Skyliner. And so the Skyliner, if you don't know, is like a chairlift, gondola, whatever. You get inside this thing, and it takes you to a couple places, a couple different resorts. The monorail is that cool thing on the track that goes, you see it. I've always seen it like when they would advertise for Walt Disney World before I went, and I was like, that looks cool. Either way, the thing is you just got to get to them. So the easiest way to do it, if you're at a resort, and it's not one of the resorts that the Skyliner or monorail go to, is you're going to go to a park. So you get on the bus, let's say from All Star Music or wherever you're staying. If you want to go on the monorail, you could go to Magic Kingdom, but you don't need a ticket for Magic Kingdom. You just need to get to Magic Kingdom at the front. And then you can load up on the monorail and you got options. You can go, my favorite thing was like at Christmas time, there's the resort monorail that stops at the Contemporary, the Polynesian, and the Grand Floridian.
Yeah.
So stop at each of those, get out, look at the hotels. They're huge. There's always something going on. And you get to ride on the monorail. There's the Epcot line. So you basically go to the ticket and transportation center where everybody parks at, swap to the Epcot monorail. And even if you don't have an Epcot ticket, it will take you sort of through the front of Epcot, so you could see Spaceship Earth and go probably 200 or 300 yards into Epcot above it, so you're not like getting out in Epcot to the station, and then you could just stay on it and come back to the Magic Kingdom or whatever. The Skyliner, so it goes, Art of Animation and Pop Century are like side by side. There's a station there. You can get on it there, and you can go to this transfer station. And from the transfer station, you can either go straight to Hollywood Studios or keep going straight toward Epcot. And at that station, there's also Caribbean Beach Resort. It makes a little stop at Riviera Resort. So basically, if you can get to any of those resorts via bus or however, you can get on that Skyliner and mosey around. And it's a lot of fun.
It is fun.
Especially in the middle of the day when there's not like a lot of people. They're all in the park. So.
And honestly, with small kids, like when we first took Joanna, honestly, she thought those were rides themselves. We just put her on there and we'd ride.
Yeah.
And she was just happy as she could be.
I wouldn't advise doing it like first thing in the morning, or I mean, if you got to go to the park, do it, or in the evening because it gets kind of busy. But in the middle of the day, you can get on there and nobody's there and all that stuff. So
it's fun.
So those two things are cool. Let me get my list back out. You can visit the boardwalk. Ooh. Now, you can visit the boardwalk via the Skyliner is one way to get there. You basically go to the back of Epcot. Instead of going into Epcot, you take the other way and go to the boardwalk. And we have fell in love with the boardwalk because there's restaurants. In the evenings, in the evenings there's like jugglers and little circus acts, and there's like fancy restaurants, but there's also like the pizza window and little carnival food places and all that sort of thing. So there's stuff to do.
You can rent bicycles and are they bicycles?
I don't know what you call
them. I don't know what but they're like, you pedal like a bicycle, but you're like in this little cart looking thing. I don't know what they're called, but those look really fun. We've wanted to do it, but we haven't done that yet. It's slowly becoming one of my favorite places.
And from the boardwalk, you can technically walk to either Epcot or Hollywood Studios or multiple resorts back there and kind of check their stuff out. So
that's fun.
It's a neat little spot, especially in the evening. There are movies under the stars at any Disney hotel, and you don't necessarily have to be staying there. For example, let's say you went to the boardwalk, and the Boardwalk Inn and the Yacht and Beach Club are different hotels there. In the evening, at the back of the boardwalk where you're already going to be, they put this big inflatable screen up, as they do at every Disney hotel in the evening, and they'll play a random movie. It might be 101 Dalmatians or Little Mermaid or Beauty and the Beast or whatever.
And it's different at each hotel.
So you could just kind of mosey over there and watch it, So that'd be cool.
It's really fun.
If you're staying on property, though, and you probably are, you can do it at your hotel, and just usually it's out near the pool area. So that's neat.
And they usually have little billboard sign thingies posted of what they're playing and what events are going on that day. Because I think they do like trivia at the pool, and I think we'll get into all that too in just a minute. But they do all kind of stuff at the hotels. Sorry, I got a hair in my face.
Good.
I can't find it.
The next one, you can resort hop. And what I mean by that is like each resort has different cool stuff. Like at Christmas time, there were different gingerbread houses. And when I say gingerbread houses, some of these were as big as like our bedroom. I mean, it was
huge.
Big. So you could go to the resorts and see those. I mean, there's...
Like right now they have Easter eggs at
Grand Floridian.
Grand Floridian.
During different seasons, they'll have like competitions from the cast members of like at Halloween time. They'll decorate pumpkins, so you could go check those out. Or you could just go and eat like at the Polynesian Village. There's a Kona Cafe. They have like sushi. We like to go there. There's Ohana, all this stuff. Different resorts have different places you can eat, so you can just get there by bus. Basically, what you normally have to do is go to a park. Again, you don't need a ticket because you're not going into the park. Once you get to the park, then just get on the bus that goes to whatever resort you want to go to. And most of the time, from there, like if you wanted to go to another one, sometimes there's a boat or a monorail or Skyliner or whatever. So you can make a whole day of just messing
hotel
around.
hopping.
Yeah.
And even if you don't like eat anything, just going to see the different theming of each of the hotels is really fun.
Yeah.
And cool to see. Because each one of them, obviously has a different theme. And I'm still very shocked that staying at Art of Animation, I still have not went to the Cars side. And we've been there, God, I don't even know how many times, and I haven't went over there to see any of it.
What happens with us, really, I want to stay at all these different hotels, but we are very, very, very little at the hotel when we're there, so we should just be staying at like All-Star Sports every time. But every time I'm like, and I did do it at Coronado Springs, thank God. But every time I'm like, I'm gonna spend a couple hours and go check out everything that's here. But you already like walked out from being at the parks, and it's just like I don't want to go walk another 2 miles. But at Art of Animation, I keep saying when we stayed at Art of Animation, I was gonna walk over to Pop Century and look at all that. I mean, I've seen it from the Skyliner, but I've never went over there and walked around at all.
Nope.
So I don't know.
We try to get as much park time as we can, though. So
the next free thing you can do is there's a lot of different boats you can ride, and most of them are like transportation boats. But I mean, they're cool. From Disney Springs, there's the Sassagoula River boats, which is like these bigger pontoon boats. It'll take you to Riverside or French Quarter, or I think whatchamacallit Springs. Lord, I'm drunk. No. Starts with a S. Why can't I think of it? Anyway, so most people, I think, that are not staying there will get on the boat, go to the French Quarter and get the beignets or whatever and look around. And I really like the lobby area of Riverside.
Yeah.
You can go look at all that. It's like a 5-10 minute ride. When we stayed there, we came over to Disney Springs, and it was pretty. Oh, I heard a cat. Anyway, you can ride those boats from Disney Springs. That's super easy to do because you can park at Disney Springs for free and ride the boat. From Magic Kingdom, and again, you don't need a park ticket. You can take a boat all over the place. There's one that goes over to the right and basically stops at Polynesian and Grand Floridian, and they're cool little boats. I don't remember what they call them exactly. There's a little bit bigger boat that goes over to like the Contemporary and the Fort Wilderness, and soon to be the Reflections Tower thing they're building and all that stuff, and Wilderness Lodge. So those are all the boats. And then, of course, there's a huge boat. If you park at Ticket and Transportation Center, it's going to take you over to the Magic Kingdom. Then there's the Friendship boats. If you're in Epcot, now you would have to be in Epcot for this, but there's one that goes across the lake there, basically from the front to the back. So if you don't want to walk or whatever, we've done it one time. I mean, it does save.
It does save a little bit.
Yeah.
But
and then the other Friendship boats will go from outside of Epcot over to the boardwalk area, and there's even one you can go over to Hollywood Studios. So that would just be some free riding around if you wanted to.
Abigail wants to know, what should she and her mom do at the Riviera when they go in June?
Ooh. I don't know. I know a little bit about the Riviera. I do know there's a cafe or something that I seen somebody go there, and they said it was real good for like a quick service restaurant, but I'm not sure what it was. Honestly, I guess the only time we've been there was just going through on the Skyliner. I've never got out and looked around. I need to. I like the location though, because I feel like the Caribbean beach, that's where everybody's having to swap and all. So Riviera, it's not as big of a swap. And I've also heard Riviera is very modern because it's like basically the newest fancy place. So you have to let us know about that one.
You have to give us some tips.
There's the Italian restaurant there. I can't think of the name of it. A lot of people say it's like one of the best on property. Anyway. The electrical water pageant is my next point. At night, there's a schedule on the My Disney Experience app. There is a opening day attraction that comes across in front. Well, it starts over near like Fort Wilderness, goes behind the Contemporary, comes in front of the Magic Kingdom, and then goes over toward basically past Grand Floridian.
Yeah.
And they call it the electrical water pageant. It's a big string of boats with lights on it. So it'll like a sea dragon, and it'll play like, what's the name? MIDI. People don't know what MIDI tones are. It'll play like old sounding. Anyway, it's very cool.
That was really good.
Did you like that?
I did.
I'll go get on the keyboard. Anyway, I think it's just cool to watch it, and we have seen it a couple times when we were leaving the Magic Kingdom. One time we were on the boat leaving, I think, Polynesian Village, and kind of passed it. That was very cool.
Yeah, that was really
cool.
Anyway,
I could sit there and watch that, even though
I mean, I don't think it's really cool, but I don't think it's.
Oh, I like it.
That great.
Could you imagine
that tune does get stuck in your head though?
Yeah, I think it plays like Under the Sea. I forget what all it plays. But anyway, I like it. The electrical water pageant. I had to throw that in there. Here's a big one.
Uh-oh.
Really big one. My ears are getting hot.
Maybe you just need some plugs like me.
You can watch the fireworks for free at the Magic Kingdom.
Yes,
from multiple places. My favorite is probably Polynesian Village at the little beach there.
Have we watched it from anywhere else?
No,
off property?
I don't think.
Okay. I was going to say, I don't think. Okay.
You can go to either the Contemporary. There's actually, you have to Google it because I can't tell you how to get there. I think it's on the 4th floor. There's basically a set of outside stairs, and you can see the fireworks really good. And I think they kind of pipe in the music from there. All right. You can go to the Polynesian Village, and they have speakers set up, and you're on the beach there at the lagoon, and you can watch them, and that's very cool. Same thing at Grand Floridian, and I'm sure...
Can't you see them from Fort Wilderness, too?
I'm sure you could, yeah. I mean, there's places you can see them, but not, like, great.
Yeah.
Those are the main places. But all those are free. All you got to do is, like, let's say you're staying at All-Star Sports, go to the Magic Kingdom, get on the little boat, right over to the Polynesian Village and sit there on the beach and wait for fireworks to start. I think I live streamed it, at least some of it, and I know I did a couple of visits ago, but that's pretty cool. And I don't think I'm the biggest fireworks person of like regular, like we don't usually go to like 4th of July fireworks around town or whatever, but like those are
something special about the Magic Kingdom fireworks.
Those are something to see. Here's just a little one.
Uh-oh.
You can get a free button.
Oh, yes. You can get a free button.
Basically anywhere. And you don't have to be staying there. Any hotel desk, any guest services style person can give you like a celebration button or an anniversary button or birthday or who knows what all.
I think you should just get one just because. I mean, you could just say, I'm celebrating going to Disney.
Yeah, and they'll write your name on it or whatever you want. And that's pretty cool.
Yes.
And a lot of people go, we only get them usually
for our anniversary.
But I see people wearing them for all sorts of stuff.
All of them. Joanna likes them. So we got her one for our anniversary trip that says she was celebrating her mom and dad.
Yeah. Well, I didn't even think about getting her one. Remember? And she was
like, I want a button.
Yeah. We were like, oh, good.
So they gave her a celebration button. And then last time, you know, Jeremy is a galactic. What is it? The galactic hero.
I'm a galactic hero. Double.
Anyway, yeah, twice. But anyways, the first time when we went, they gave him a sticker. Well, this past time he got a celebration button that says celebrating being a galactic hero. And I thought that was pretty cool.
It was made like just for that.
Yeah, they made like a sticker that put just on it, and it was really cool.
I need to find that and put it in my collection.
I think it's in one of our bags.
I forgot about that. Here's one that I don't think most people would think of, but you can meet characters for free.
Yep.
It's going to be Daisy, Duck, and Chip and Dale.
Yep.
There's basically a Daisy, Chip and Dale bus that travels from resort to resort, and used to, it was completely random. Like before they started publishing the schedule, we got Art of Animation in October and went through the lobby and came out the back and ta-da! And I was like, it's a sign from the duck heaven. But there they were. Well, the same thing happened at Coronado Springs this past time. And now they actually publish in the hotels like what times that they're coming that week.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
So all you have to do is find that. I don't think it's on the app, but I think it's in the. But you could go find out, when they're coming, and you could meet those 3 characters without going in any park
we've been lucky.
Yeah, so that's sort of a big one to me, at least.
Yeah,
because
usually it's for free.
It's hard to meet characters anyway without waiting in the park, and they were just walking around having a good old time,
And Chippendale's always my favorite. I love them. They are so funny.
I think it's Chip.
Is it Chip that's very energetic?
He is, and he's always he's good with kids.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they all are, don't get me wrong, but I can tell it's the same Chip we met before, though, just by his body language. I got something in my gizzard.
Yeah, because when he went up to the window, and I got video of it. It was kind of funny. He went up to the window at the front of Coronado Springs and was like banging on the window, trying to get people's attention, waving at them. Oh, about knocked my ears off. Forgot I had them on.
Let's see.
Got my Haunted Mansion ears on tonight.
There's other free stuff you can do. That's my main list, because I think a lot of people that either hadn't been much think they're just kind of stuck in their hotel room if they don't go to the park, and that is not the case.
Nope.
By no means. I mean, you could spend a whole day or more at just Disney Springs, or you could spend a whole day. I thought about making a video soon of, like, if you got a rest day, but you want to do a little bit of everything, here's what I would do, and, like, come up with my plan of, like, take this transportation to here and then do this and then there. We randomly went to Caribbean Beach Resort a couple trips ago just to eat at this little cafe thing they got there.
Pretty good.
And then what other hotels? Coronado Springs wouldn't be a bad place to go. Well, you'd have to take a bus, though. You don't want to do that.
It's still cool to see, though.
There's a lot, like Polynesian Village, Grand Floridian, even the Contemporary have multiple restaurants you could get there and do. And Riviera, I need to research, but I know this got a couple that I've heard people talk about. The Boardwalk area's got 3 main hotels, but then, like, right behind it's the Swan and Dolphin and the Reserve and all that. So we hadn't even ever been in those.
I definitely want to stay at the Boardwalk one of our trips. It'd be so much fun.
There's just a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah. Oh, that was me.
Ooh. Anyway, that's my list of free stuff that I've come up with so far. But I think a lot of people think they're stuck at their hotel. They're not. And you'd probably walk a good bit at, like, Disney Springs, but the other stuff you wouldn't be walking a ton. You could get on all this transportation and ride around and figure out what to do. And each hotel's got, like, a store or whatever, and some of them are bigger, some of them are smaller. You can see all the different stuff they got. It's just,
everybody's got multiple pools.
Yeah, there's pools. Technically, you're not supposed to go to another resort and get in their pool, but we've never seen anybody check that you're, like, staying there. So I'm not saying do it, but I'm also saying you're probably not going to get caught. And they all have bathrooms and stuff right there beside them, so you could easily just change and go on your way. I was watching something the other day. I think it was the Yacht and Beach Club or somewhere over there had this real neat looking pool that I'd never seen before. But anyway, there's all kind of different themed pools. You also, I didn't put this on the list because it'll go away at some point, but this year you get the free
I was going to say that.
water park day on your check-in day. So that's technically a free thing you can do. And if you got the time, I mean, it's worth it. But I also have seen where they're already, like, packing out the water park to capacity, and it's not even summertime yet. So I think either they're going to have to open up both water parks at the same time, or I don't know. I mean, because there were some pass holders in the group mad because they couldn't get in because it was at capacity from the free, the pass holders that had paid for the water park. They couldn't get in because of the free thing. So anyway.
Honestly, I mean, again, we've said it multiple times, I'm not really a water park person, but it was pretty cool to see, and I would really like to go and see the other one, but it's not going to hurt my feelings if we don't. But there are some people who are huge water park people. That's just not my cup of tea. But.
Yeah, and I think it switches to the other one in May sometime, but that's when it'll really be like busy.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. But that's free for now.
Yeah, free for now.
I kind of think in the middle of the summer they will open up both of them and maybe try to send the free people. I don't know how they'll do it. Maybe send the free people to one and then the people that pay to the other one or something.
Maybe.
Typhoon Lagoon, I don't know.
Who knows?
But that's my free stuff. If y'all have any other ideas, put them in the comments. I mean, there's other stuff, just nothing big I can think of. But put them in the comments and we will scope it out. We are on our recorded podcast talking about I'm basically trying to water it down for super beginners on how to do stuff or whatever, and we'll probably stick with that for a while because I still see a lot of people saying they don't know. I think a lot of people's either only been like once or they hadn't been in a long time or they've never been. There's a ton of lightning lane questions,
which is understandable.
And now they just switched it to where like early entry goes straight to the ride now instead of waiting in different lands. But I think what that's going to do is just make people get there even earlier.
Yeah.
And still wait to get in to go to the ride. I don't know. We'll test it out on the next trip. But and it's not that I don't mind getting up early and doing whatever. But there's a point where like if you're having to get up early to go get in line and do all that, and it's taking like an hour or more to do all this, well, you might as well just wait in the regular line. Yeah, there's actually the free ice water, especially in the summer, at a bunch of different locations. And a lot of times during the summer, they'll have it on like a tray already sitting out, and you just go grab one. But if you don't see one, usually it's like the
little bitty, the cups that we're talking about, like the Disney
the little Disney cups, and you just tell them you need some water, and they'll give it to you.
Speaking of that, I saw somebody on Etsy was making cup sleeves that had that pattern on it, and so they were like,
I meant to look up many months ago. Somebody had I think it was Emma on All Ears. She had a fold out tray that she took to Epcot.
You were telling me about that.
And then for all this festival food that is everybody's trying to hold, not drop, and go find somewhere to sit, she folded this tray out and was like, "Wow!" And I was like, "Well, I'm gonna have to have one of them." And
we need one of those.
I forgot all about it.
We had also talked about on our last beginner video. One of these videos, I'm gonna bring in my little bag that I take. I just throw it into our book bag of everything like that people don't think about to have in their backpacks. So that's probably gonna be something that we talk about on one of the videos.
Nail polish and...
I don't have nail polish. I do have toothpicks.
I occasionally get something stuck in my tooth.
It was funny when we were at the Flower and Garden Show. We were sharing a table with this other family, and we were eating the corn. And Jeremy had walked away, and that lady was like, "Man," she's like, "I sure do have corn stuck in my teeth." I was like, "I got some floss if you want some." And she's like, "Do you?" I was like, "Yeah." Here you go. It's always nice to have that and hand sanitizer, everything.
Yeah, hand sanitizer.
Ibuprofen.
Yeah, definitely that. Sunscreen. I don't ever use sunscreen, but I know some
Abigail
people.
said, "Yes, please."
I bet she's talking about my tray. I gotta figure out this whole for the horizontal stream on YouTube is like a minute behind what we're actually saying.
A whole minute?
Don't know. I don't know if it is. Let me do this so I can watch it. I'll hold my hand up and I'll hold my hand down. All right, let's watch right here. See when I actually do that. Anyway, it's lagged. I mean, it's fine. It's not that lagged, but or maybe it is.
Oh, it is. It is pretty bad.
I got to figure out how to do all this because I really like being able to go live on vertical and horizontal, but it is very interesting.
Are you just now doing the piano thing?
Oh no, I think so. If it's that lagged, it's like 5 minutes behind. What am I doing on there?
I mean, we're kind of caught up on my side, so I don't know.
Well, maybe it's just on the computer doing it. Very weird.
Let's see.
Anyway, that's what I get for trying to... Okay,
oh, so
you're not bad. For the computer, this computer is for some reason, but the actual feed, we're good.
Sorry, guys.
It took... For all this stuff had logged out somehow, and I hadn't touched it since last week, and it took like 45 minutes of trying to get all this back connected, and then it's still giving me errors.
I'm sure it had something to do with the cats.
Yeah, a cat knocked off
the whole computer down.
Anyway, it's okay. Anyway, we'll probably wrap it up here in a minute, but that was my free list of things. I don't feel very energetic. I think my headache kind of went away. I think I got dehydrated a little bit, and then it took me about 2 hours to get back right. But I'm good. And then this 45 minutes of trying to get this thing to work. I was about to give up on it.
Yeah, we're about not to see our face tonight.
Yeah, I was about to do it tomorrow night.
Anyways.
Anyway, it's supposed to be 90 degrees Wednesday at Disney World.
Oh, at Disney. I was about to say here.
So I think the humidity is ramping up there. What is this? Sort of late March. I think it's... I felt like last year everybody talked about it was a teeny little cold spell. But this year we froze our butts off in December. I mean, like froze. I have learned my lesson.
Like poor Joanna had a blanket, a sweatshirt, a hat, gloves.
It's colder than it is here. I mean,
it was cold.
So I feel like this year's heat hadn't got here quite quick.
I hope it won't be too bad. I'm sure it's going to be pretty hot though.
We don't know yet.
Don't know.
I'm thinking about Joanna. Her last week of school is like May the 9th,
like
10th,
May,
somewhere
May
near.
8th, May 9th, yeah.
So I thought about right after that going, I don't know, I got to look into it. But I also remember there was at some point, not long after that, or maybe even then, there was like a big discounted hotel thing for the summer, which we'll probably go multiple times in the summer. But I'm thinking about right after she gets out of school or the next week or somewhere in there. I got to see what Dawn's work schedule is. But I've also thought about running down there just for like a quick weekend to live stream and mess around or whatever, like sooner than later. But I ain't figured all that out yet.
Who knows?
And you got to work on my birthday, I think you said.
Yeah, I think.
I can't
maybe
remember.
I can't remember.
I thought about that, and like July the 4th week, but sometime around there we'll probably go.
Yeah, but I could. Well, I don't know if I could switch or not. You know, that's a popular vacation time in July.
True. So I don't know.
Anyways.
But yeah, probably a month or somewhere around there. We'll try to get back down there, and then something was coming up. Oh, when is it the villain show and the Little Mermaid show starts? I sent it to you, but I forgot the date. May the 20th.
I will say it's kind of soon though. I don't know. Did you? I think you sent it to me on.
I want to say it was like May the 26th or 27th.
Can't remember.
I'd like to get down there not long after that to check it out.
Because y'all know I'm a huge villains person. Okay?
And I'm a Little Mermaid fella. Click on the comments. Or move our picture out of the way.
May 27th.
Okay. I'd definitely like to see that.
Yeah, he's definitely a Little Mermaid's person, and
Wish that may be 2 visits. If we go early May, maybe we could go sometime in June and see that, and then that'll be good. That'll give Hollywood Studios more stuff.
Yeah, because they need more stuff.
Yeah. Agreed.
Oh.
And they're fixing to do the Muppet shutdown and all that stuff.
Oh, and y'all see where they're going to be doing an upgrade on the Buzz... what is it? The
Space Ranger spin.
I don't know why I can't want to say Toy Story.
I'm looking forward to that because I like that ride, and I do agree that it probably needed to be updated a while back because it is a cranky ride. Dated. We had it cut off that one time on us.
Oh, that was Jeremy was so sad.
That'll be good. And it's going to have it to where, like, it's a constant laser. I think you can actually hold the gun now.
That'd be good.
And then if you hit the target, it, like, the whole thing
lights up, yeah.
It does something. So that'll be good. I can't remember what else. God, there was that fire in Epcot.
Oh, my goodness,
It was a freezer. Luckily, it was just an outside freezer behind the buildings, but from the video when I first seen it,
smoke was like,
well, you could see the fire in that one person's video, and I thought, oh Lord, and it was right beside Remy's, and they had to evacuate Remy's, and I thought that's all they need is for something to get burned down. And then Magic Kingdom, had the balloon blow out above Mickey and Minnie, and here I have looked and looked, and I cannot find anybody, and somebody videoed it, but
like with it actually,
I seen the live stream from somebody when it came like right into the hub over the bridge, and it was still blowed up. And then the next video I can find is like at the end of Main Street, and it's flopped, and Mickey's
like looking around it.
But I mean, they just kept going. But
yeah,
that happened, and then there was a fire. I think there
was something else what was it that they were doing in? Was it the Star Wars thing? Did you ever find out what?
No, there's been all kind of stuff going on.
Something was going on then. They said that they had everybody like pushing them out of like the Star Wars area. I don't know.
Anyway. What is it?
It just did the looking around thing.
Oh. But there's all kinds of stuff going on. So I would imagine there's still, I guess, big time into spring break right now for the next couple of weeks. And then I would guess, like, right when school lets out, there's probably a big rush.
Oh, yeah.
But I bet right before school starts back, it'd be kind of dead. Because it'll be so hot and everybody's out of their vacation mode.
Ready to send their kids back to school.
I have been pondering on, they should be releasing the Not So Scary tickets soon.
Oh, I cannot wait.
And I was pondering on running down there opening night and videoing it. In August, it'd be hot, but it would be the first one. Ooh. And then I think basically the week of Halloween, we're going to try to go as usual. But I think we're going to do the party again on the 29th and not actually Halloween night. Because I think it would be busier on Halloween night, and we would miss like the hotel trick-or-treating stuff.
True.
And if we come back on November, I think it's the 3rd, would be that Monday, maybe they'll put the Christmas stuff out and we could see it right before we leave, and then go back a time or two for Christmas.
Yep.
That'd be cool.
Then we'll have to renew.
Yeah, in October we got to renew our things, but I think when you renew, you get like 20% off or something like that. So
that'd be good.
Maybe we won't have to sell a kidney.
Anyway,
not. I guess we'll get off here.
Alrighty.
I still hadn't made but a couple videos, well, more than a couple, but a few videos from our last trip. I still got several days of stuff to go through from that. And then I'm trying to come up with some creative Lightning Lane videos to make, just to try to explain it as easy as I can without being like overly complicated.
That might have to be one that you do by yourself.
Yeah. It might have been on TikTok, but I made a quick video about basically doing that Lightning Lane cheaper by booking if you got the Park Hopper or the annual pass, you book the Animal Kingdom one, which is normally like half price, scan into some random ride at Animal Kingdom, and then flip all of them to like Magic Kingdom.
Is that the one where you set everybody off?
That one lady went wild. She was blowing me out. She went wild, and I was like, it's really not, I mean, if it's your first trip and that sort of thing, yeah, you're probably not going to do that, but like a lot of people, you could go to Animal Kingdom, scan in at 7:30 and still rope drop Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
And save that money if it was worth it to you. That's basically what I was saying. And that one lady
she went off on him.
Lord, but it got like 30-something thousand views or more. I can't remember. It went wild.
Right. We like the haters.
Yeah, that lady's just interesting. Now I think I might have followed her, but I keep seeing all her stuff because she's in like Savannah, Georgia. She ain't far away.
Oh.
But anyway.
All right, guys.
All right, we'll get off here. Let me figure out. I don't even know how to end this thing. Thank y'all for watching. If you're watching afterwards, let us know if you know anything else free that comes to mind that we should have mentioned or we can mention later. So thank you for watching. Abigail, if you're still here, have a good evening.
Bye, Abigail.
And we will see y'all next